If anyone's watched Frieren, we all remember the absolute peak of the anime, the first class mage exam arc. It's a miracle that I even got that far. Frieren's peak arrives extremely slowly. I usually struggle when it comes to watching shows that feel episodic. We're guided to the summit in the most scenic routes. So scenic, you begin to reflect. Whoever watches Frieren for plot better lube up. There is no plot. Frieren and Fern wander around doing mundane everyday activities. They literally do not even have a destination when they begin their journey. Taking the mage exam wasn't even on their agenda. Frieren doesn't flex its hype moments. They feed us crumbs. It's our job to engage with the story. What they do give us are some of the most arbitrary details, like the clothes dissolving potion. Oh. Why does this potion even exist? A rare potion that's solely used for undressing people. It's these little details that are precisely what makes the show meaningful. They're layered everywhere, not only in objects, but also in characters, interactions, probably a lot more that I haven't caught on to. I implore everyone to pay closer attention when watching. There's a lot to miss or catch. In fact, they don't even tease the exam arc early on. That's big dick writing, intentionally withholding the climax of the season. It's not easy to do, especially with how highly reflective the story already is. The lack of momentum risks dragging material and putting people to sleep. Ask me how I know. That's the whole point though. There's no payoff that's promised from watching something. If you don't enjoy it by the time you get to the exam arc, you're probably boned. But hold up. That circles back to my original question. Why'd I watch this shit if it's so slow? It wasn't entirely due to patience, vibes, or the characters. Those details of the show that I was talking about, there's a lot, and my curiosity wants the answers to them. We trust that the show is taking us somewhere. I'll use my favorite example that kept me watching, the power system. It's one of the most conceptual designs I've seen since Hunter x Hunter. We get a glimpse of its intricacy when Frieren decides to teach Fern the fundamentals, which is defensive magic. Contrary to my intuition, defensive magic is more costly than offense in mana. But the way they describe it makes perfect sense. It costs a lot to make an entire bubble for a shield, and to keep it up for extended amounts of time. So it's best to use it selectively, as little as possible, when you absolutely need it. Imagine a big sword. It's heavy to carry and swing around, and tiring to be on constant alert for enemies. You keep it sheathed when you don't need it. But most importantly, it's the philosophy behind defense. It's for survival. About choosing the right moments and not needing to turn everything into a battle. Frieren didn't become Omega old because she's invincible, but because she's wise. There were times where even she struggled, with a legendary party at her backing. 80 years ago, the hero party couldn't kill Qual. Qual, alone, wiped out 40% of adventurers and 70% of mages. This guy at one point was the Thanos of his universe. It makes me wonder how the hell Frieren's party even beat the Demon King, if they struggled with just one of his soldiers. For Qual's situation, Frieren had to seal him away because he was too powerful. In the 80 years that Qual was sealed, mages were able to research his offensive magic. What was once the most terrifying spell was turned into baby piss magic. When Qual's seal is undone, Frieren and Fern kill him in a matter of seconds. No one is above time. It removes all power, spectacle, and people that you cherish. If time erases everything, why do anything? Why do we want to learn about people? Why do we want to be understood in return? And yet, we're still here, humans, millennia after millennia, still asking the same questions, going through the same struggles. Even in fantasy settings like Frieren, there's always a goal. Something that people collectively work towards. A reason that keeps them going. Frieren's party ran away from Qual. It wasn't cowardice. Continuing that fight would have been a death sentence. Their goal wasn't to win the fight. It was to bring peace by defeating the Demon King. Even the main characters aren't always the main characters. So instead of dying there, they bought time. Himmel never lived to see Qual defeated. He died without knowing whether the world would ever truly be at peace. There was no certainty that what he worked toward would bear fruit. But he had hope. He had faith that someone down the line would eventually be strong enough to take down Qual. He believed Frieren would one day find a solution. That when the seal weakened, she wouldn't allow Qual to return and slaughter people the way he once had. So Himmel kept watch over the seal, year after year, until the end of his life. He reassured the villagers nearby. He didn't know what the future outcome would be, but he believed in the people who would inherit the problem. And that's what made Himmel a hero. He wasn't remembered as the strongest fighter that defeated the Demon King, or that he was the most qualified person to be protecting people. Himmel accepted that he couldn't do it alone. He trusted people. He trusted that they were resilient enough and important enough to be protected. So he formed connections. He showed up. He left impressions. He made people feel as if they mattered. That's all it takes to make an impact that lasts, because those connections remembered him. Himmel's desire to protect others didn't die with him. It became something shared. People weren't forced to carry his dream forward. They were moved by it. That's why Frieren answered his call. There was no obligation for her to take down Qual. Himmel believed in her, long before she could believe in herself. That's the heart of Frieren. The exam arc was cool and all, but it isn't about powerful fights. It's not even about victories. It's about what time takes away, and what we choose to preserve before it does. Frieren isn't taking the first-class mage exam for recognition. She needs the title to reach restricted regions, because she's afraid of forgetting Himmel. So she retraces their journey to understand why his absence hurts so much. She's not fighting to prove a point, but fighting for one. That fear is real. We forget voices and names. We're left with impressions of people who shaped us, even as the details blur. Life is really strange. It's not short, but it passes by quickly. Routine makes it feel that way. Things that once felt permanent quietly change, and only afterward do we realize what we've lost. That's what makes life fragile, and that fragility is exactly why it matters. Frieren's lived long enough to understand this. You can see it in how she treats Fern. She doesn't just teach Fern magic. She teaches her how to live. Defensive to survive. Preparation to think before fighting. Rest so life is more than endurance. Frieren doesn't go easy on Fern either. She targets her blind spots during training, to teach her that talent means nothing if she's dead. They don't fight to win. They fight to live another day, to savor time that isn't guaranteed. It's a real blast to watch Frieren try. Someone old AF and all-powerful, but not having it all figured out. She's known for her cold exterior, but she's actually quite expressive in the concern that she shows. Like panicking over Fern's birthday, worrying she'll get the wrong gift, saving her own money, planning it all in secret, and that's all it takes, effort and care. Fern didn't even remember that it was her own birthday, but Frieren did. Care isn't loud, but its impact spreads. It's carried forward quietly, from Himmel to Frieren, from Frieren to Fern. Time erases strength. It erases legends. It will erase us. What remains is what we pass on, how we cared, and how we treated others.